this is Charlie from Charlie's World of Adventures, and today I'm going to give you my review on TRON Ares. It's an Anderson Ekin, the new CEO of Amcom, who's struggling after the recent passing of her sis, is the task, and is dealing with her competitor Julian Dillinger creating a new program from on the grid called Ares, with an AI so older. The Dillinger plans to use Ares to capture Eve as she holds a special code at Dillinger needs. However, the more Ares goes on his mission, the more all he does to protect active and even Anakin and Dillinger. So now Ares and Eve will have to team up to stop it off Dillinger. Before he sent and his new AI older Ina after them. So I watched the TRON films this week to prepare for this one, and I thought I had a good time with them. I thought the first one was okay, if not a bit dated, but I really liked Legacy and thought also it was a great improvement over the original. So I was quite curious when we're getting Ares. The trailers did a good job of convincing me. Disney did really good with the marketing for this one. And seriously, most of late September and early October, they showed a lot of previews for this film. And they did get me invested. Then the reviews came out and they seemed to be a bit of a mixed bag. But I try never focus too much on the early reactions, because the only reactions I care about on my own. Like, I do respect others' opinions, but I don't let them stop me from enjoying the film. And after watching this one for myself, I'm probably going to be in the minority, but I honestly think this film is great. And even the best one of the three, yeah, this is going to be one of those with controversial opinions, but I'd say I'm not too bothered by it. So let's start with the characters. I'll get into the main human ones and out of the way, because they are the least interesting thing in my opinion. They're not bad by any means, and they are actually good characters. It's just I don't think they'll be the thing I'll remember the most about this feature. But it doesn't change the fact that the humans themselves are solid. With Eve, as the new CEO of Amcom, she is the one unembracing new technologies. And is noticeably struggling in with the recent passing of her sister Tess. As well, she does still do everything she can, and to do what's best for her company, even despite her grieving, and was able to form a strong bond with Ares. Her main competitor in this field would be Julian Dillinger, the antagonist of the feat. Each who I was just having fun with. Yes, he's a generic evil big tech CEO who only cares about his profit and tries to take down his competitors, but he's a generic evil cliche big tech CEO who only cares about taking out his competitors. That's the type of generic character that, yes, it's generic and has been done on countless of times, but I kind of dig it. As for some of the other human characters, because most of them would be help us to evolve. Or Julian's Mr. More cautious. Or just one. What I would be that Julian even the company to fail with their new idea. As for the programs, they're probably the most interesting characters and easily the ones I've got the most invested with. With Ares, he was made as the ultimate AI soldier. The one what all military Ares would want to use to take down their enemies. However, as the film goes on, he starts to struggle between the purpose he's given and trying to find his own purpose. As this is a type of conflict that's been done before, but I think it really does a good job on how an AI has complex as Ares can and want to have the same connections and feelings that humans do. Also, I know many people are not a huge fan of Jared Leto, but I honestly think Ares was easily the best performance of his career. The rest of the actors do really, really good with their performances, but it also does a great job of showing how complex of a character that Ares is and why the audience should be invested with him. So yeah, Ares is a strong on character to with a great performance by Jared Leto. But then, and there is the other ogre, of the feature, Athena. No, who's probably just as, if not more, interesting than an Ares. Like Ares, he was made as an ultimate AI military soldier, and is given the main task as to hunt down Ares and Eve. However, but as the film goes on and she gets more devoted to her task, the more desperate she becomes to complete it at any cost. And does not let anything stand and in her way to complete her mission for the company, even if it means of her becoming a greater threat. Maybe the main human characters do not have much to offer, but it's the programs that I did a good job of getting me invested with this. Next, there's the story. When you look at it, the story is nothing new. It's a typical film where a company creates a strong AI. The AI ends up helping the main good guy. To stop the evil company that created him. It's quite generic because the storyline, and I'd be lying to say if it's that it's not the most interesting. However, the execution does actually do a lot to make up for it. What has always been the most admirable thing about the TRON movies is the world building. How it builds the grid up as this place where video games come to life. And how it does feel like a real life video games come to life. That world building thing that I feel a lot more advanced for this one, especially with the current rate of AI. Right, not only that, but the film does give a solid comment about the good as and bad of AI. Yes, we all know that AI does have its faults, and most people are against it. However, that doesn't change the fact that while it's definitely a scary technology to think of, especially with all the jobs that can be lost, or even something like AI can still have its good points. Which is why there are still quite a few people that use AI, because as scary as it is that doesn't mean it won't become a helpful resource. Maybe not something we use all the time, but it does do a job of showing that AI can be as much of a blessing as it can, and be as a curse to some people. But while the AI commentary is great, one thing I still was handled very well. Is, believe it or not, the message about life itself. Yes, it seems weird that they go into this for an AI based film, but it honestly really helps with Eric's character. To like what yes, he's given this a special purpose by his creator, but should that be his only sole purpose? Person that as that. I mean, he has to follow his programming, or should he be allowed to change it and live his own life the way he wants to? It's honestly an interesting the message and commentary, which would probably give the audience something to think about after finishing the film. Also, what the film doesn't do often, it does offer some subtle comedy, which while not hilarious, I did find decently amusing. Saying, it never feels like it's interrupting the flow of the film, and knows when it actually is needed, either to lighten up a certain scene. And then there are the visuals, or one thing that has involved of these TRON films is the visuals. They were are revolutionary at the time with the first film, but let's be honest, we all know it looks dated. Then they improved them a lot in Old Legacy, where it still looks good to this day. And Ari somehow looks even better. This is especially the case with the use of lighting. Of course, the main colours that they would mainly use is reds and blacks. Acts mainly lead to show the modern upgrades to the programs and the grids. And by doing so, it makes them stand out from all the other programs we've seen in the previous TRON on film. It was making them seem a lot unique. The effect X do a job with that ability and the different weapons, as well as the light cycles that they would use to explore and even the grid itself, which also got a nice massive upgrade from the previous film. To show how big it is. Even if we're not in the grid as much as we are in the previous films, it doesn't change the fact that it's still a great looking environment regardless. On top of that, I think English film masters is CG. Yeah, where the CG itself is really great. And how it's used, which is very effective to make the moments more exciting. But the true highlights of the visuals and the movie in general are the action scenes. They don't happen as often as I thought they would, but when they do, they make the film worth watching. In with a great intensity, amazing cinematography, and the great use of special effects in them to make them the who highlights the feature. I'll also add that at the score by 9 Inch Nails is fantastic. They could bring this film to life. I'm adding a lot more intensity to the action scenes. So overall, it's been 15 years since we last entered the grid, and it still as amazing as I remember. TRON on every which is easily for me the best film of the TRON on trilogy, or the TRONlogy, as I'm calling it. It's a working title. So maybe it doesn't have the most original concept for the story, and some of the human characters seem basic. But the execution makes this film a real treat. It was great world building, solid commentary, amazing action, some wonderful visuals, also really great characters, and some really strong acting on top of a fantastic score. Or if you're a fan of the previous TRON films, then I would highly recommend giving this one a watch. You'll be in for a really good time, believe me. I do understand the mixed reception this film got, and I agree that this won't be for everyone. But for someone like me, I had a really good time with this. It was a good enough time for me to give this a 9 out of 10. And so yeah, I'm happy to say that I love this adventure in the grid, and I'm looking forward to another one. Whenever we return. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!